goody? What's goody? What's goody? It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Been a
Yeah.
minute, man. It's been a minute, y'all. Salute to everybody. Salute, salute. Knicks Nation, what's going on? It's your boy Kevs, co-host of Knicks and Ish. Shout out to my guy T Time for giving us this platform to be able to, speak our piece and let people know how we feel about, the team we love the most, the New York Knicks. Shout out to my people, Fraz and Mrs. Knicks.
Y'all
How y'all
already
doing? How
know
y'all
the
doing? How
robbery,
y'all doing?
man.
It's
We
goody.
outside. You know what it is.
What's up, y'all?
We
What's up?
here.
What's up? What up,
It's time to
Sam?
talk
What's up,
basketball
Sam? What's
again.
up, Michael? How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Man, it's been a while since we've been up here. We literally once it says off
Salute,
season, we
darling.
literally started taking the off season serious, and we took it off. But we got some things to talk about. What would y'all like to start off with?
I mean, well, we all know what today was. I mean, 3 p.m. the season schedule release.
Okay.
And I think that we should talk about the schedule because I noticed they got a little tricky on us this year with this schedule. Looking the schedule over, and the NBA got a little tricky on us this year toward the end of the season. You're gonna see what I'm talking about in a minute, people.
Okay, okay. Well, I know. The one that I got circled is the Cavs game. Definitely that back to back.
That back
I
to
know they got that. I know they got that one circled for sure.
Oh, you talking about Halloween and November 1st? If that
That
what we
back to
talking
back
about?
game against the
Yeah.
Cavs, and I know they itching for that one, man.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Last year we beat them in the back to back.
Yeah, that's right.
So
We
I
won
that's
just
that.
what
found it funny whenever it came up, whenever the schedule came up, I hit Kev up. I'm like, so the Cavs ain't get enough beat down from us. They gonna give play us back to back early on.
Word.
Nah, but it's gonna be interesting. The first 10 games is gonna be interesting in itself. I think we started off with Boston, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Boston. We got a Cavs back to back.
Wait, hold
Mil-
on, Kev. You got 2 games ahead of that. We got after
Atlanta,
after Boston. Yes, that's correct.
Atlanta,
You
and
got
then New
Atlanta.
Orleans.
That there you go. See, I ain't even had to say it. And now you got your 2 games back to back with
Back
Cleveland.
to back with the Cavs.
But here's the game I want to talk about. All right, game number 6, November 3rd at Milwaukee. In season tournament game at that.
Oh, is
But
that when it starts?
That's
that's the
one of their
first
first
game for
games.
us. Those 4
Okay.
games in blue that you see on the schedule,
Yep.
those are the in-season tournament games. Those count toward the in-season tournament.
Yep.
Okay, okay. And I
Okay.
know
So it's
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, Washington, Miami, Charlotte.
Yep.
Yeah.
So basically, all right, that game on November 3rd, then November 17th against Washington. That's another one of those games. And
The
Miami
24th.
the 24th of November and Charlotte the 28th of November.
Yep.
Those are the 4 games that lead up to it starting December 4th. But
Mm.
specifically this Milwaukee game, all right, I'm say this. The way these other teams have disassembled in a way in the East, Milwaukee's the only team that really had our number last season. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the team I want the Knicks to be able to beat. Because we already seen that we can contend with everybody else.
Yeah. That's a
This
fact.
is the team I want the Knicks to make sure they beat every time.
Yeah. That's a team that we don't like usually we don't really match well with with them. You know,
Hmm.
they pretty much got outnumbered these last few games. But I think this year, you know, I think with the loss of their coach, I think that might take a toll on them this year.
I mean, well, you got to think about this. Boston took a step back.
Yeah, Boston. Yeah,
Grant Williams, Marcus Smart, and now Kristaps Porzingis with plantar fasciitis. We
yes,
all know how that goes. All
That's
right,
yeah,
an
it
all
doesn't go
season
well.
injury.
All
yeah.
right,
I
it
agree with
doesn't
that
go.
1000%.
It does not go well when you have plantar fasciitis. All
Nah,
right, now that's Boston. Who else took a tumble in the East? Even
Toronto,
Milwaukee lost players. Toronto lost players.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago lost Lonzo Ball again.
Well, his career is
Yeah,
Done.
about flatline. You know,
right,
he's about flatline, like literally,
right.
like resurgeries. Like, come on, no, Mm-mm, no.
Mm-hmm.
So
Miami took a hit. They lost Caleb Martin, Gabe
no,
Vincent, um,
Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Cody Zeller,
Cody Zeller.
and Udonis Haslam retired finally.
Oh wait, Caleb Martin didn't leave, right? He stayed,
No,
right?
it was Cody Zeller, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus went to Cleveland,
Right, right.
and Udonis Haslam retired.
Okay, yeah, but he really wasn't playing like that though. He was
But that's a roster spot, though.
no, yeah, it is, it is, it is,
You know what I mean?
it is.
Yeah, Ball
That's
is done, Michael Brown. Definitely. Ball is he had 3 surgeries, bro. He's flatline, bro. He's done. Fluky said we kicking Boston ass all month. Yeah, you ain't lying, especially in the preseason and the first season games. Like we played them what 3 times in that stretch?
and you know the thing that people fail to realize, like a lot of people sleep like Marcus Smart ain't that guy. Like he's the guy, he's the glue. He was the guy
Mm-hmm.
that had them guys playing together. You know what I mean?
And he was
What
the
up, Mars? What's
defender.
good, y'all? What's good?
He's
He
the
was a
two-way
defender. He
player.
was the
Yeah,
pinch.
yeah, like
He's the
know,
He's the defense, offense. That's
Right.
what I'm telling you. It was Marcus Smart. They're gonna miss that. They're gonna
yeah,
miss that.
they definitely gonna miss that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Derek White is a good player, but
He
it's
don't fill those shoes.
he don't fill those shoes. I agree. I agree. I
Shout
agree.
out my guy Marlon Mayhem in the building. I see you in the comments. You know what's
Yeah, I
popping.
agree with this one. I agree
Yeah,
with
I
this
agree with
one, man.
that
That's
too.
a tough one, man.
He is the
That's
muscle.
a tough one right there. That's a tough loss. I didn't expect. I was kind of shocked when they made that trade. Um, you know, but let's see what happens, man. I don't see KP really making it. I mean, you know, he's a big man. He played well last year, but we all know, man. Once the injury bugs hits him, it's like a domino effect, man. It
Listen,
continues throughout the year.
this plantar fasciitis thing is something that is
It could linger
does
all season. It can
yes,
literally
it
linger
does
all
not
season.
go away. It's in
Right.
stints. It can just reoccur anytime on a sudden movement. And listen, they gave this man 60 mil for 2 years.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's gonna hurt.
That's crazy.
That's gonna hurt. Now
That's
let's get back to it, right? Because look, okay, so Boston lost them, right?
right.
Atlanta ain't really make no moves like that.
No, they
Watch-
got they traded what's the name to Utah, didn't they? John Collins.
I think
Yep.
so,
He's
yeah.
gone. Yep.
Yeah, they traded him to Utah. I don't remember what they got in return.
I could tell you real quick.
Right? So Atlanta didn't really make no moves. Charlotte brought back Miles Bridges. Then Lonzo Ball coming back. I mean LaMelo Ball
LaMelo
coming back.
Ball. They gave LaMelo
They
Ball a
got
max.
so the
Oh, that
Hawks
was
got Rudy Gay
crazy.
for John Collins.
They got
Yep.
what?
Rudy Gay
Oh my
Yes.
god.
and a
That's
pick. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think Atlanta is not gonna. I don't see Atlanta being making noise like that this year.
They're not.
I mean, they
They
didn't make noise last season.
They didn't. After everybody said they were gonna be better than us, remember that? Oh, they gonna be
yeah.
better than us. They were giving Landry Fields mad, showing him mad love, wild love for that Dejounte Murray trade, and that shit was a flop.
Now
Yep.
look, they signed Patty Mills. Remember, he went to that trade. He went over there to that trade from the Thunder, and Dejounte Murray got the extension instead of Trae Young. That's why Trae Young was mad. And then they just picked up Wesley Matthews a few weeks ago for a
And I
1 year
think
deal.
I don't see Atlanta. I see two teams coming up. I see Orlando and Detroit. I think those two teams are gonna be the sleepers.
Hmm.
I
Interesting
think
point.
so, man. I think so.
I just don't want to rule out Indiana yet. You know
No,
what I
no,
mean?
Indiana. Yeah, Indiana made some moves. That Obi trade, we got to talk about that one. We got to talk about that in a bit. What y'all think about this?
Well, here, let me bring up something real
I'm gonna
quick.
be honest with you, right? If
You could
if
reply while I'm bringing that up, Kev.
as far as the Donovan Mitchell forcing his way, if I'm the Knicks, you know, I would try to hold off. I would try to hold off for free agency.
Facts.
I would try that.
Facts.
Like because in order to get a guy like Donovan Mitchell, you already see what they asked for the first time, and the first trade they asked for that was wild crazy. I thought it was way too much, you
Facts.
know,
Hmm.
and I think Cleveland might try to do the same thing.
Well,
Facts.
Might try to do the same thing.
And
all
I
right.
agree. I mean, I think for any big name player, I feel like one, we need to wait and see, what our guys that we brought back this season are going to give us.
Hmm.
Because realistically, it's really not about names. Like winning NBA games is not about names or superstars. It's about team camaraderie, how the team melts together, the pieces that we have. I feel like we have our two stars, and we have role players that benefit or assist. Now, do we need a little more help? Yes, but is a big name player that maybe, maybe not. But like you said, they've already asked the first time around for our whole freaking bench for Donovan Mitchell. Do you give up the whole bench for him? Absolutely not. I mean, if we've learned nothing from the Melo trade, that's what we better have learned.
Yeah,
And that
I
goes for
agree.
any player. That doesn't go just for him. That goes for any superstar. The teams are going to ask for our entire bench.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And not only that, but two starters. Like if you go back to when the trade happened, they
Because they
wanted
wanted
they wanted
Grimes,
R.J. Barrett, they wanted
Grimes,
Mitchell Robinson,
Obi,
they wanted Grimes, they wanted Obi, they wanted uh,
IQ,
IQ, six
picks.
first round picks. you
Second
know,
round
like
picks. I'm like,
they
wait a
like
minute here.
it was
They wanted
ridiculous.
more
It was
than they wanted
ridiculous.
more
They
It
than
was
wanted
Denver
like
got from
they wanted
Melo.
5 players and 4 picks or some shit
yeah,
like that.
no, six picks. They wanted six.
Wow.
That was crazy. That's why I was like,
Wow.
people are bugging.
But
Like,
So
here's the But here's the thing. Hold on. Donovan Mitchell's got 3 years left on his deal, right?
right,
On the third year, which is 2025, 2026, he has his player option for 37.1 million.
that's what I'm saying. Like if you wait 2 years, he'll opt out. I'm sure he won't because that's a player.
he
he
can
can
opt out of it.
opt out.
That's a player option. Yeah, he
Right,
controls the option, not the
right.
Right.
club.
And I really think that. What up, Dwayne? What's goody, bro?
Yeah,
Um,
what's up, Dwayne?
I really think that if it came to the point where we could get him through free agency and he opts out in 2 years, we could snatch him up. He'll come
Easily.
Yeah,
easily,
but
and we don't have to trade nobody.
here's the thing, though. You got to remember something. Even if we do find a trade, remember the value went down now because it's one more year in.
Right.
So as it goes more in, his value for them trades is gonna go down. So he's not gonna command as much as he would have a year or two ago.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that's
then I
true.
think when you make a move like this, you also have to think of what we have and what remains on our team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've already seen Brunson behind another point guard, right, in Dallas. And it didn't allow him to shine the way he is. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
what we're bringing in another point guard. Not saying he will play behind Mitchell. They probably will play together. But how would that affect his game? How would it affect IQ? How would it affect Grimes? You have
Mm-hmm.
to keep all that in mind. You don't want to just bring in someone that's going to disrupt what we have going. You want to bring in someone that is going to help get us to that next level.
Mm-hmm. Well, it goes without saying. Jalen Brunson turns everybody's efficiency up
Mm-hmm.
because he's basically set. He's the setup to everybody else. Like people got to know, be in the right spot. You know, he's there. He's gonna get everybody involved. So I'm not even worried about. The question is, all right. I know a lot of people are saying, okay, we just picked up DiVincenzo, right?
Which I think was a great move.
Excellent move. And I'm going to tell you three reasons why. Number one, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Nova
They
boy.
all played together in college and won a national title together. They know what it takes to win, all of them together. They have a chemistry that's already there, that all it takes is just getting back on the court and playing to just reestablish. Okay, that's one thing. The second thing is that perimeter defense. He gives us another guard that can play perimeter defense like Grimes. So now, if you want to play smash mode and play Grimes DiVincenzo,
Shut down.
when you want to breast Brunson, come on, think about this here, people. Think about this for a minute, all right? I'm not saying they're the best. I'm not jumping out the window with that. What I'm saying is that puts us in a better vantage point with the two-way play and the defense when you
Mm-hmm.
play Grimes DiVincenzo. So look at it now. There's so many different combinations now. Now you can actually rest Brunson.
Facts.
Yeah.
Okay? This is going to be an added benefit now for our
Right.
team to be able to rest Brunson a little bit more. You don't got to wear Brunson out. You can give
Right.
Brunson 30 to 35. You want Brunson and Randall around 30 to 35 a game.
Right.
Because look, Randall only missed 5 games because Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, that injury up to the ankle.
Randall
Yup.
played 77 games last year, people.
He would
Facts.
have finished the whole season. Good money.
Exactly. He would have played the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
So it's now nobody can't say, oh, it's because Randall. No, he played the whole season pretty much. All right. And he was actually way more efficient. He was a little more efficient this year.
Yeah.
Oh, last year. I'm sorry. Last year. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But so now, do y'all understand? The point guard is what was needed, not going after Donovan Mitchell. We told you that here first on Knicks-ish, people. Shout out to the guy T-Time. You already know the vibe. Right?
And to Anna's point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Mitchell took away from Darius Garland last year, and you saw the difference in his play.
Well, can I touch on that for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. Bet. So, actually, a couple things took away from that because Garland had an injury nagging him for most of the year last year. All right.
Mhm.
So that took away a little bit from his play time. But actually, they were running Garland and Mitchell together on the court.
Right.
So I don't think it was taken away from his time. I think it was that injury that was taken away from his time. But that team in itself didn't really have the chemistry throughout the year.
Right.
They played well, don't get me wrong, but you saw it started unraveling toward the playoffs for them,
Mm-hmm,
Mike.
mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you knew what happened when they ran into us. Like we already said it here. We was gonna beat them here. We already said that. We told y'all that. All
That's a
right.
fact.
Listen here. Listen to what we tell you here. All right. We don't tell you nothing crazy. We tell you because we be knowing. We watch the games. We pay attention to this stuff.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
now, right? So now the second part to this question is Embiid with all the drama in Philly, and again, another guy, another, and now we talking about an MVP. We already know what kind of player Donovan Mitchell is, right? But now we talking about a guy who's on superstar level MVP caliber player, right? So imagine, right? You got a guy with all that, and you got a guy with injury problems because we already know he got knee problems that linger. Um, um, to get a guy like that, you know, you're gonna have to do
Philly gonna try
more
to
or less
rape
the
us.
same kind of package, right? More or less, and then
More.
like so you break up the whole team, right, to bring in a guy like Joel Embiid, and then what happens? Who do you bring in next? How does that how now those guys that come in, how is all that gonna work? What kind of cohesion are we gonna have? Like it just to me in my opinion, I think it just destroys everything we built from scratch. So
Mm-mm.
to me, I think I would just completely stay away from Joel Embiid, period.
Absolutely. I think Philly's gonna rape whatever team does bite for a trade for MB. There's too much drama with the Philly team altogether,
Mm-hmm.
especially like with Harden's comments this week. Clearly something ain't right over there, but Philly's not gonna let any one of them go without taking an entire team from someone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy like RJ, Quentin Grimes, like those are two guys right there that are gonna be on that trade.
Yep.
They're gonna be a part of that trade. And to me, I'm not. Mm-mm. I'm staying far away from him as possible. I know there's gonna be fans that might watch this to say, "Yo, this dude Kev is tripping. He's delusional." But you know what, man? It's like, you know,
All of a sudden, nobody want that crybaby.
yo, and think about it, bro. Like, think about it. You're gonna have to break up your entire foundation.
Right.
You got a guy like RJ Barrett, who to me, is only gonna keep getting better and better. Anybody, I could debate this with anybody. To me, in my opinion, I think RJ is only gonna get better and better and better. And if you look at the contract that we got him in, I mean, I think his contract is super fair. You know what I mean? It's actually one of the best contracts we've given a Nick player in years. We usually we overpay our players, and I feel like now look at that. If you look at his deal, it's it's not even in the top 50 in
Facts.
the high and the highest paid contracts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not with it, man.
I
I'm
mean, I
I'm
All
think
right.
far away.
Knicks fans need to think long term, right? Because
Right?
all these years from when I was a little kid, everything that the Knicks did was trying to win right now. We haven't won in however many years. We need to win right now. So every move was an immediate trying to get a bang for their buck, right?
Since
But
'99.
right, we have to look long term. Whatever moves we make right now and what we've done in the past few seasons is a long term plan. We're not making stupid moves. We're not spending crazy money. We're not giving long term deals. We're giving, like Kev said, deals that make sense. Because another contract that makes crazy sense for a fan and an organization is going to be Brunson's contract. How it's reversed. He gets paid the most early on, and it decreases. I mean, what player does a contract like that except a player that wants to be on a team and see them flourish, right? Because he's given us long term flexibility with our money. But we have to think long term, and as long as we make progress season after season, we as fans should be satisfied. Yes, I'm frustrated like everyone else. We haven't won in God knows how long. I wasn't even born. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But I'd rather do it the correct way instead of buying a championship. It's more rewarding for us as fans to see these young guys develop into stars. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, we've seen RJ get better every season. We've seen IQ get better every season. We've seen Brunson just flourish in front of our own eyes and change our team drastically. You
And
know what I
One
mean?
year.
Imagine 2, 3, 4 years from now seeing this team win. It's gonna be so rewarding.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right, Manny Smooth 99. Jeff Van Gundy, the last time we went to the finals.
And a lot of people forget, and it goes and does it never to me it never goes unnoticed how much money Julius Randle left on the table.
Yes.
That man left $100 million on the table
Right.
to stay here with the New York Knicks.
Right.
What are
It's
you
Mhm.
talking
like
about?
like like we said, it's like these players are damned if they do, damned if they don't with certain Knicks fans. You know what I mean? Whether
I
they come, take all our money, say screw the team, I'm getting paid, you know, they get criticized. If they take a pay cut, but it's not the big name player that everyone wants, they get criticized. I'm very happy with the team. I'm very happy that these guys want to be in New York. They could have went anywhere else. Randall could have dipped. Brunson didn't have to pick New York. Hart could have said, I ran my amount up. Another team is gonna give me money. Even his contract, people was complaining, okay, 81 million, but really only 53 is guaranteed. If you tell me he's not worth 53 in 3 years, you're bugging.
Okay.
Yo,
Now,
let's talk about that. Go ahead,
wait,
Fred.
real
Go
quick.
ahead, Fred.
I ain't get to touch on the MB situation yet. So I'm gonna touch
Go
on
ahead.
it real
Talk
quick
your
and then
shit.
I'll
Talk
let
your
y'all
shit.
get to that. Okay. I'm not gonna take
Talk
too
your
long, I
shit. No,
promise.
no, go ahead,
All
man.
right.
Talk your shit.
As far as Embiid is concerned, right? Real quick. Number one, injury prone. That knee is just, I don't know. All right. You see how many games he just kept missing in and out of the lineup, in and out of the lineup. He's gonna mess up our chemistry. He's gonna mess up our continuity. It don't make sense to go half after him in that regard. Number two, Kev just made a reference to how contracts are structured. Do you know Embiid structured to go this way, up each year,
Like
not
most
down
players.
like Brunson's? For instance, this year Embiid is due 47 million. Next year he's due 51 million. And the last year of his deal, he's due almost 60 million. This guy's on a $213 million contract. Why would we go after him to mess up the rest of the salary for the upcoming years and mess up the continuity and chemistry of the lineup and then have to gut the team pretty much?
Yeah,
No way. No way. I don't want no parts of Embiid. We're good. We got a few good guys right here. We got Mitch holding it down. You got Hartenstein holding it down. Sims just got his money. If you haven't paid
Yep.
attention to the articles, Sims just got his money. I think between yesterday and today.
Today,
Sometime
uh-huh.
I was paying attention. I knew it was. I think it was earlier today. I seen it. You know me. I'm on it. But so, am I worried? No, not at all. All I gotta say is this, man, and you heard it here first, and then I'm gonna let them go into the next segment, right? If Mitchell Robinson get anywhere near a mid-range jump shot, look out, NBA. That's all I gotta say. Go ahead,
well,
Kev.
as far as that, right? I think and not only that, Fraz, your man is what 30, 31.
Mm-hmm.
So his age, he's up there in age as well. You know what happens when you get up father time, man? Like that, father time is undefeated, bro. Especially when you
Yeah,
got bad knee injuries and all that. I'm trying to
yeah.
stay
It's like,
away from all that. And like you said, the contract is ridiculous. I'm not trying to do all that. You know what I mean? We don't need that headache. And then the thing is, real quick, right? See, we
fluky is a
go
fool.
fuck around, make the trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gonna go. You gonna see videos of videos like remember when Melo came home, they made a video. We coming
Yeah,
home, right? And
yeah.
then Melo. Everybody was loving Melo when we first got him. Then things
The
wasn't working
criticism
out, and
came.
then
Yep.
Melo is trash. Get him out of here. Everybody hated Melo. Yo,
Mm-hmm.
bro, it's the same exact thing with Joel Embiid, and
Yeah.
it's the same exact thing, bro. Everybody's gonna celebrate, everybody's gonna throw parties, and then when shit don't start working out, it's fire the front office. Leon Rose ain't shit. He gave up everybody for Joel Embiid, but that's what y'all wanted.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what y'all wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted the front office to make this move, and now it didn't work out. And now you want to fire everybody and get rid of everybody. You want Dolan to jump in, and now, and no, that's
and
why
now
we need
and
to
now we're
avoid
and now
all this
we're pushed back
nonsense,
10 years as a franchise.
right? And the one thing I have to say, let's try to keep Dolan where he's at,
Quiet.
quiet. We need
Word.
him to stay quiet.
Word.
Like dip it. We don't need him to get involved. I think that he loves the fact that Leon Rose is the way he is. And I love the fact that Leon Rose is the way he is. I love the fact that he ain't trying to get fleeced by anybody.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna make a trade for the
Just say
just to make a trade.
that.
Just because you want me to make a trade. It does not work out that way. It doesn't work that way. It's for the Knicks, it never works that way, like Anna said earlier. And it hasn't worked for other teams. It hasn't. If it's not
Mm-hmm.
LeBron or Steph Curry or Giannis, like it does not work.
Nick
You know,
fans, we've already had a series of years of bad squads because of doing that same exact thing. Why do you want us to continue to go down that road? Do you
yeah.
not see that we've changed? We went the opposite way, and now we're benefiting from that. Benefiting so much so that the Knicks have a possibility this year of even going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mhm. So let's see,
Telling
man.
you,
Like you know, it's gonna be interesting. But the Josh Hart signing, like,
you know what I'm going to say already. You know what I'm going to say already, Kev. You know personally what I'm going to say already, right?
like,
I'm gonna just say it real quick. Listen, I've had numerous discussions about this with Kev, Marlon, even Michael Allen Skeen, all right? Because we talk in the chat all the time. This is what we do. We talk basketball. And I specifically told them, right, that Josh Hart, before his deal was even thought of, signed, before he even signed his 1 year left, I told all three of them, I said, listen, you're going to see Josh Hart get a 4 year deal for somewhere around 75 to 80 million. And then the deal came out, publicized in the media, 4 years, 81 million. And
It
I'm
just,
just
but you
like,
know what
oh,
blows mine, and me and Kev talked about it in our back and forth throughout the off season, like how much Knicks fans were upset about it. Like, how
for
are you
what?
upset about it?
For what?
We
Why are we
overpaid
upset?
him. He's not worth that much. Like, first of all, it
Hmm.
ain't our damn money to spend. For
talk
two,
about it.
only 3 years are guaranteed money. So we're talking 51 to 53, I think it was. guaranteed
Salute,
money
Dark
over
Matter.
3 seasons. How is he not worth it? He may not give us the points, but he gives us everything else. We know exactly what we're getting with Josh Hart. That man leaves it all on the court every freaking game.
And I mean, if you look right before he got there, we were struggling. We
Fact.
struggled. We struggled with perimeter defense. We struggled getting the loose balls. We paused. You know, we struggled in so many ways. And once we made the trade, I mean, he fit right in so well that we just took off. I mean,
Bro,
that's the
any
thing.
dude that comes in right away and tells the Nets, this is my fucking city, he belongs in a Knicks uniform. You heard me?
Yeah.
Yo, like he knocking. I think me and Marlon was talking about. He's like, yo, he can shoot the three, and I'm like, yo, Marlon. I'm
It's
like,
about
yo, Marlon,
58
you know,
million.
huh?
It's about 58 million.
Guaranteed.
Yes, for them 3 years. The fourth year is the club option, meaning
Right.
we
So it's
can
less than so
decline
it's less than 20 mil a season. Like
pretty much. That's not
Yeah,
overpaying.
that hell no.
no, we
Why?
ain't, bro. How you overpaying for a guy, right? Who connects all the dots? Like
Wait,
Facts.
he can run the ball. He could correct. He could facilitate for himself. He can facilitate for others.
And
He's a
let's not act like he can't score. He can score.
He can't score. He can't score. He'll take it coast to coast on you at any moment. We've seen it quite a few times, right?
Facts.
Not only have we seen that, we've seen him knock down a three, as I was saying earlier. When he was in Portland, I think he was shooting like under 30% from three. He came to the Knicks, he shot 52% from the 3 point line.
Facts.
I think we won 21 games. We went 21 in what, seven or some shit like that
mm-hmm.
when we
Didn't
got
he
him.
didn't he hit a big 3-pointer against Cleveland in the playoffs?
Yes,
Exactly. In the
yeah.
playoffs, in the first series, you know, like he was pivotal in that series. I know he struggled a little bit in the Miami series, but still, man, like to think that the guy that we overpaid a guy who did all that for us is mind-boggling to me. I mean, he connected all the dots for us. He plays defense. He's a hustler, and the main thing, he wants to be a Knick. He wants to win a championship as a Knick.
Facts.
He loves it here. These
And
are the
not
Wait,
just
kind of
that,
players you
he's a
want
Knicks
here.
fan. He was raised a Knicks fan. And so players like that, like, it's personal. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
wait.
it's
So
personal. He knows what old school Knicks is all about. He knows the same way Brunson. Like, these guys know what it is to be a Knick, what putting on that uniform means.
they playing
You know
like
what
it.
I mean? And they play like it. They
They
play like
playing
they
like it.
understand the
Smash,
assignment.
smash mouth like the old '90s Knicks. That's
And
how it
and
was.
another thing is something you can't teach is a winning mentality. You
Yeah.
can't teach that. You can't teach heart,
Yeah.
which literally he has, right? Like
But
And
you can't teach that.
wait a minute. So you mean to tell me, right, that we overpay for a guy who scores triple doubles off the bench? Nick fans, Nick fans. Let me ask y'all again. Y'all mad because we paid him a very decently structured salary in the new cap era, and he's scoring triple doubles off the bench?
and
Can y'all
then
have? I got mad chairs lined up for all y'all to have a seat. All right?
yo,
Mad
and then
chairs. Just
right,
line them up. Have a seat.
and
Go
then
ahead.
you add and then you add a guy like Dante DiVincenzo, who not only
Wait a
can
minute.
knock down the 3 point shot, who not only can play defense, but can grab rebounds, facilitate on himself for himself and for others, and he got bunnies.
Wait.
He'll bang it on you.
Would you like to know the most important thing that Dante DiVincenzo brings to the New York Knicks? And I'm going to highlight this for all you Knicks fans as well. Here it is. Listen, the one thing we haven't had so much last season, more shooting off of screens, off ball shots,
Yep.
meaning like Grimes is one of the few players we have that does it. Like he can, DiVincenzo can come off the screen and hit the jumper.
Yeah. You
You know
can.
what I'm saying? Like
It's gonna. It's
we
gonna.
don't
Yo,
have a
bro.
lot of that. We don't, and y'all know that. So I love it because now you got three guys. You got Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo who all play with each other, who all have chemistry with each other. I don't see it being a long transition period for the Knicks to get everybody on the same page. I think we should be good within the first 20 to 25 games, getting everybody right and
Yeah,
getting everybody
I don't think.
together.
I mean, nothing has really changed with our team, right? Like for the most part, the only big difference is going to be Obi, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that really it hits is, I mean, Obi wasn't getting that much playing time anyway. Granted, he scored while he was playing, but DiVincenzo is going to do that as well. You know what I mean? But the only thing we're going to miss is that real flashy, you know, the way
Mm-hmm.
Obi would just outlet go. Um, I don't think it's going to be a hard transition. I don't even think 20 games.
But I'm gonna say this though. One thing I am gonna be looking forward to this season with these new look Knicks, the fact that you can put Brunson on the bench and bring in even more size with Grimes, Hart, and DiVincenzo.
Yo, that's gonna be wild.
Think about it.
Mhm.
Wow, bro. Because they always put Grimes on.
Crazy defense right there.
They always put Grimes on the best player on the other team too,
Hey, he
and he
locked
gives them
Jimmy
fits.
Butler up.
Yeah, he gave Darius Garland problems. He gave Donovan Mitchell problems. You know, he gave Jimmy Butler problems. Like
In the
he's
playoffs.
he's a pretty yo. A lot of Knicks fans are sleeping on Grimes. I know they not too
They're not too keen on him. They're not
They're
too
not
keen on
confident.
Grimes.
The confident level on Quentin Grimes is pretty low right now, but I think he's gonna make them. I think he's gonna make them pay.
The
I
ceiling
think
too high for Grimes, though. That's the thing that those low confident Knicks fans don't understand about Grimes. He has a high ceiling. The upside for this guy is going to be tremendous in the oncoming few years. Watch, I'm telling you. You're going to
and I also
understand why I
think.
say that. Go ahead, Cal.
Nah, my bad. Go ahead. No,
Nah,
no, go
you
ahead.
good. Nah, I'm just saying, like, because, like, I'm saying, like, Grimes is a guy you know he's just a natural fit to the scheme of the offense and everything. Like you have so many guys now on this team that have the intangibles now.
Right.
This is what it is now. You have all these guys who have the intangibles, the hustle
Right.
plays, right? The 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 team ball play. They play as team players. These are team player guys. All right.
Yup. Yup.
These are guys that fit the scheme. So maybe you might be right, Anna. You might be right.
And another thing I
It
think
might be less than 20 games.
Knicks
You're right.
fans
You might be
need to
right.
think if these guys weren't it, then they wouldn't be involved in every freaking trade talk. Other teams wouldn't be fiending for these guys if they didn't
Mm-hmm.
have what it takes. So we just need to be patient. We need to continue to develop them because if you think about it, RJ, Grimes, and IQ and Robinson have been in every trade talk
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
every superstar. So,
Yep.
and the same thing goes for Hart. Uh, Lillard wouldn't have been so mad about that trade if Hart wasn't it. Like, let's not forget that.
Salute to you, bro. Uh huh. Nah, and I don't. I haven't seen like any trade packages for like the Joel Embiid or whatever like that, but yeah, you're right, man. They always asking for those guys, so there's some type of value for those guys.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these teams, if those are the guys they asking for,
What happened? I don't know what happened.
it's gonna be interesting. But I think with a lot of, oh, I think we lost Anna.
Yeah,
She'll be back.
she's
She
coming
go.
back.
There she go.
There you go.
I think a lot of I think what a lot of the concerns with Knicks fans is the playing time. They feel like the signing of Dante DiVincenzo is gonna take away from a kid like Quentin Grimes, and it's gonna ruin his development. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think he's gonna fit in. I think he's actually gonna be the starter still, unless something drastic happens to him, injury or whatever. But I doubt that's gonna happen. And that's I think he's a Tommy T guy, man. I think Tommy T loves that kid, and I don't think he's gonna lose his starting spot. I think Dante Chivincenzo will be just great coming off the bench with guys like Quick and and I think we'll be just fine, man. I don't know what the hoorah is about with Nick fans, bro.
Right. I mean, I think something we mentioned a little earlier, me and you, Kev, is that really what we need to pay attention to is coaching, right? Because
Right,
we have the pieces. Now,
right.
Mm-hmm.
will the pieces be used correctly, right? Because I
Exactly.
agree, DiVincenzo is not going to take away from the development of none of any of our young guys. However, it gives us the flexibility to use to switch up the lineups. Like we don't
Yeah.
need to be, oh, this is our first lineup. This is our bench. This is the way they're coming off every game. No, we need to adjust based off of who we play, and I think that's really what we need to be watching is how Coach Tibbs uses these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, there's no reason Brunson should be playing damn near 40 minutes this
No,
season. There's
no.
no reason Randall should be playing 40 minutes this season.
See what
You
I'm
know what I
saying?
mean? Like
Right?
we have
Exactly.
enough to give us some points and let them rest a little bit so that come playoff time they're not drained.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Shout out to you, T Tom. You already
Shout out
know,
to
my
you,
guy. We in the building,
appreciate you,
man.
man. Appreciate
Much
you for
appreciated, man. Definitely. Always,
always
man.
allowing
Always.
us to come on the
You
platform and
know, got
come up.
we gotta represent right, man. You know how it go,
Yeah,
man.
you already
But
know. I am. Oh, go ahead, friends. Go ahead.
I'm saying, like, what don't y'all understand, Nick fans? Like, now it's a chance to rest Brunson because everybody's saying, "Oh, yeah, a little undersized that guard now." So when Brunson come out the game, what's gonna happen now? What you
Right.
gonna do now?
And
Cause
what
you
did undersized do last season? It didn't do
undersized,
nothing. He was muscling them dudes.
but I
Yo,
told her, yo, oh,
there was times when what he averaged like 4 rebounds a game last year or something like that.
yeah, more than four. It was more than a little more than four,
So
shade over
so you
four.
got a
I ain't
guy like,
gonna lie.
check this out, right? This is our guards, right? You got a guy like Jalen Brunson who averaged 4 rebounds. You got DiVincenzo averaged like 4 rebounds, 4 or 5 rebounds. Josh
Josh
Hart was
Hart,
averaging like what?
six, six,
Six,
seven.
7. Like I think Quentin Grimes low key can rebound too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think in the rebound department with our guards, I think we'd be just fine. I just think that a lot of these fans just they just like to complain. They just like to complain. It is what it
Yo,
is. That's just how fans are.
No, it's a fact. They like to complain and then they follow these platforms of other fans that just talk out their ass because all they do is watch ESPN. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like you need to find Knicks fans like us who are very realistic. When the Knicks ain't doing right, we'll let you know. When
Yeah,
they doing right, we'll let you know. Like it is what it is.
right.
You have to stop listening to some of these podcasts and go do the research yourself because bro, some of them really annoy the hell out of me. And I just can't.
Nah,
Because
it's
just
true.
because you got a big name podcast don't mean you know it all. Cause you sometimes you say the dumbest shit.
Yeah,
mm-hmm,
yeah, it's true, man.
mm-hmm.
Like
Talk your shit
I
and
always
talk
say,
your
and I
shit.
always say, it's just narratives. It's more like people just care more about their narratives than the actual, seeing the Knicks succeed. You know what I
Right.
mean? But over here we don't do that. We don't do that. we pretty much try to be as fair as possible, like all the time. You
Yep.
know, we don't flake over here. You know, um,
We ain't telling you no nonsense over here. You getting real, realistic, logical, factual takes. All right, that's what you're getting. All right.
and you know, I pretty much think that we should be fine. I mean, I think Jalen Brunson is finally next year. I think he is gonna be an all star. You know, there's no way he's not. You
Know what I'm saying?
know what I mean?
Nah,
You know, and,
Knicks fans got to show up and show out for him
you
because he
know, and
deserved
and
it.
the
He
disrespect,
deserved it.
yo, and the disrespect, he's still to this day. Jalen Brunson is still disrespected
Facts,
as a Nick.
facts.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, when you hear people be like, he ain't Nick, you're like,
What do you mean
what?
he ain't in?
He ain't what? How?
I
How is
thought
But
he
he
did.
not in?
I think it just is people love to hate the Knicks and people love to hate Knicks players.
Period.
Period. Because when he carried Dallas, when Luca was hurt in them playoffs,
Yo, he carried that. He completely carried that.
He had a couple of
He
40-point
carried that
games
team.
against Phoenix too. That's what was crazy that people don't
Bro,
realize.
you were, and he went eliminated. He went eliminated Utah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
They eliminated Utah. Then the next series they eliminated. I think Luca came back in that Phoenix series. But he still went off in that series.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know, and they eliminated the Suns. You know, shout out to you, Reina. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't want to disrespect,
Reginald.
but
Yeah.
salute to you,
Shout
man.
out Reginald. Yeah. Shout out to you, Reginald.
But, you
Man,
know,
listen. Let me tell y'all something about me, right? I'm a guy that used to have ESPN on his TV almost 24/7 at one point in college,
yeah,
right, bro? Non-stop, bro. That's all my TV used to be on was ESPN, bro. All right. I don't even be watching them like that no more. I don't need to. Why? Because you can come right here, holler at us on Knicks and Ish, and we gonna give you the real takes that even ESPN gonna give you. You know what I mean?
yeah. Nah, it's true, man. Like we try to be as fair as possible, man. Because ESPN, a lot of them just, you see what they do, and you see how many people they let go. Like guys that really like know they
On
shit. Come
Jackson.
on, you know. I don't know. I think you having like issues or something, Fraz. There
Me?
you go. There you go. There you go.
Nah,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
good.
There
I
you
think
go.
it's in.
Yeah, it was jumping before,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, man. Like I think that over here is it's just all about being fair, bro. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's what you can do, man. Like I think, and as far as the Knicks, I think this year we're gonna take some sides, man. I think it's gonna be a fun season, a really fun season. I think we're gonna enjoy the hell out of this season. Um, that's me, Fred. That's me.
Okay. Nah, but I do want to get into this schedule a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you why. Cause I noticed a few stretches of games, especially late in the season, that I feel is gonna be detrimental for us to be winning, especially if we trying to get a playoff spot, right? So check this out for a minute, right? The first important stretch of games come right off the bat. We already talked about the first five games or so, right? First six games, really, right? Now there's a stretch of road games that come up in the first 15 games from like game 10, which is like the November 13th game against Boston. Then you got at Boston, at Atlanta, at Washington, at Charlotte, at Minnesota. So it's like already in the season early off. You got road games. You got road trips. Like
Yeah, no, especially the West Coast trip.
yeah, and you got a back to back in there at Washington and then at Charlotte. That's a back to back. And the Washington game is an in season tournament group play game.
Yep.
You know. But
You
then
know,
right after that, we got a home stretch. We play Miami, we play Phoenix, we play Charlotte, and that Miami and Charlotte games, those is group play games. And then we play Detroit.
Detroit, I think is gonna be a tough team, man.
hmm I still think, yo, listen, man. I still think the Knicks should go after Bohan Bogdanovich from Detroit, man. I say, listen, man, give him Evan Fournier in the first round pick, man. Listen, why wouldn't you want a guy like that behind Randall?
Yeah, we're gonna need somebody behind Randall.
What?
That's the thing that I'm kind of curious to see. Um, and this is when I want to talk about that what Michael Brown just talked. Do y'all
Okay.
feel with the combination of Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, Jericho Sims can hold it down the center spot against the elites in the league? I mean, it's kind of when it comes to the elite centers in the league, man, it's kind of hard to stop guys like Joel Embiid, Giannis, Jokic. Oh shit, no problem. And it had technical difficulties.
Okay. I kind of figured that
Yeah, she was having technical difficulties,
because it
but
looked
I
like
hope
she ain't had no
all
power or
goes
something.
well. I hope all goes well, and
Okay.
yeah. So I think when it comes down to
Hope
those
everything good.
guys,
And
I think they'll be able to hold their own, but it's when you play those elite centers in the league, they always gonna get theirs. Especially guys like Jokic and Giannis again, Joel Embiid, like those guys are just are who they are. You know what I mean? But we do play them tough. Like Mitchell Robinson always gives Joel Embiid, his fits here and there. You know what I mean? I know last year Mitch played him pretty well. Um, when it comes to
mhm.
Jericho Sims, I know Jericho Sims. I hope he worked on his little foul issues because he does get into foul trouble a lot. But I think we'll be fine at that spot. But what I'm really curious to see is I know last year we seen times where we saw Isaiah Hartenstein at the center and Sims at the four. So I'm curious to see if because I'm not a big fan of the Isaiah Roby guy. I'm not I
Hmm.
think he's straight trash to me. I think he's trash. I'm not a big fan of his. But I'm curious to see if Coach Tommy T goes that route and plays Sims at the four like he did last year.
Well, all right. So, as far as Mitch Hartensteins and Sims are concerned, foul trouble is the answer, bro.
Yeah.
If they can learn to stay out of foul trouble and stay on the ground until they need to make a block shot, like we won't have a lot of issues. A lot of those games got out of hand for us because of the fact that those guys got into foul trouble.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? So if those guys can stay out of foul trouble and they can stay healthy, I think they could hold it down just fine. But like I said before earlier on in this live, let Mitchell Robinson ever develop a jump shot. Ever. I mean ever. If Mitchell Robinson gains a jump shot, bro, look out.
And one thing that I would like Coach Tommy T to
Thank you, Michael
utilize.
Brown. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But one thing I would like for him to utilize more because you got the centers for it. You got two of them. You got guys with the pick and roll, pick and
hmm
roll, pick and roll.
Well,
You
we
can
do that a
use
lot.
you could use Mitchell Robinson. You could use Jericho Sims. But I don't think we do it enough. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett is always finding Mitchell Robinson down low every time he takes it to the basket, but you don't see it as as much as we should see it. I think that's something that he needs to utilize this year, because you got the players for it. You got the players to do it. You Jalen Rose. I mean Jalen Rose, Jalen Brunson and R.J. Barrett, even fucking Josh Hart. You could utilize those guys with Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Jericho Sims, Isaiah Hartenstein. Even Isaiah Hartenstein, he could pass the ball. He's a
Mm-hmm.
he's a big man who could pass the ball really well. So I would like, and I think that would make our offense like super dangerous, bro. Yeah, and Grimes as well, a guy who could facilitate and lob it up to people as well. I think
Mm.
that's something that Coach Tommy T gotta like really let you know like utilize Mitch in that type of offense, man. Because at the end of the day, bro, like those guys know how to do all that, bro, and it'll only open up our offense and make us more dangerous than the way we should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so my
Well,
boy,
honestly, what I really want to see is I want to see the Knicks get more back into
good Barry.
having our center post up. What's good, Barry? I want to. I need to see Mitch try to post up a little bit more. I need to see Mitch work on having a jump shot. I need to see Sims work on having a jump shot. Hartenstein got a little jumper, so I'm not necessarily worried about him. But the bigs need that. You got to have a way to stretch the floor in this NBA.
Yeah, that's
Guys
true.
only getting younger and more talented, more hungrier.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like
That's a
you,
fact.
we don't stretch the floor enough. That's where the issue lies. Because when you can't stretch the floor enough, you don't get the spacing you want to run what you want. If you
Yeah.
understand basketball IQ, you know what I'm talking about. So being
Hmm.
that the spacing ain't right, it's not gonna be how you want it. Like so, for me per se, I think Maddie Smooth said it best in the comments. Like guys got to be more disciplined. That's what it boils down to at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like if our guys continue to remain disciplined, I have no doubt in my mind that this team can win 50 games, maybe even more than
Yeah.
50 games this year.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, a lot of y'all doubters and y'all naysayers said Brunson don't move the needle, but to improve us from plus 10 in the win column in his first year in a uniform, and you say he don't move the needle, well, guess what, buddy? He just moved the needle 10 notches already.
Word. And that'll be impressive if we could get 50 games this year. I wouldn't even doubt we get more than 50 games this year, bro. We win like 52, 53 games.
Yeah, I agree. Like we talked about before, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
you
You
know.
know,
Um, but it's just all comes down to Coach Tommy T. You know what I mean? I would like to see him. I would like to see him pass the torch to Johnny Bryant when it
oh,
comes
definitely. You
to
know,
the
that's my
offensive
guy.
game. And like, I think that you got a guy like Johnny Bryant that could utilize all these guys and use them the right way, bro. Let him run the offense, man. Because I really think that Johnny Bryant, they these players, they listen to him. They listen to him, and I think he could make a difference for us offensively, man. He's a great offensive coach.
You also got to remember something else, Knicks fans. The Knicks is the team that brought back the most players from the offseason, which means we have the most chemistry as a team right now.
Yeah,
So it ain't going to take much for us to get back, to get on track and get going. All right. So I got a feeling that and I say this wholeheartedly, like, because this is Tibbs' last year. We don't know if Tibbs is coming back or not, right? Give that man Johnny Bryant the keys, man. I'm telling you, I got a feeling he gonna bring us that ring, man. I got that feeling about this guy. This guy is a guy. He gets the respect of our players. You see it time in and time out on
Yeah,
the film, on the
yeah.
tape. Like we see it on TV. Like there's no denying this. All right.
Mhm.
Johnny Bryant has those players respect.
Yo, what up,
He need
Joel?
to be the next head coach. I'm telling you, if you make that man the next head coach, I think he gonna get it done. I think he takes us there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And we there's a lot of other players out there in the league that respect him too. You
M-
know,
Matt, I think this is Tibbs last year, Matt.
now I think he got a 5-year deal.
I think this is last year.
I'm not sure. I thought it was 5 years. Check. I think it was five.
Tell you right now.
Yeah, I think it's 5 years. He's
Oh, he got one more year after this. Okay. But wait, it's non-guaranteed.
also okay.
Non-guaranteed.
Hey, listen, it is what it
Hmm.
is, man. But
Non-guaranteed. It says it. It says it all over. All over his contract. Non-guaranteed. Tibbs is up there in age, man.
nah, he is, and Johnny Bryan is a young, he's a young coach. You know, he knows how
Okay,
to
you
get,
right, man.
he
You
knows
right,
how to
Matty
get
boy.
to the young players. The young players listen to him. They pay attention to him. They respect him, which is important. And not only just the young players, but you got the guys like Julius Randle, the guys like Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart and Emmanuel Quickly. All these guys they respect that man. So
Definitely.
I wouldn't be. Like I've been told y'all since last year. I hope we don't lose Johnny Bryan. I would love for him. I would love for him to get that job. Um, I think he's a good young and up and coming coach, and it would be exciting to see him, man. It would be exciting. I would be excited to see him as our head coach.
I think so too, w- real quick on our schedule, right? Do
Hmm.
note, Nick fans, that we play Philly 3 times.
And I think with the turmoil that's going on over there, man, I don't see Philly being like, especially after losing Doc Rivers. Now you got that whole James Harden problem. You got the
Yeah,
whole, Joel Embiid being disgruntled. Um,
the Tyrese Maxey thing.
Tyrese Maxey, you don't know if they're gonna keep him or not. Like I think Tobias Harris isn't what they thought he was supposed to be. I think that Philly might take a hit this year, man.
But that may set us up at the end of the year, because look what I'm saying, right? We play Philly 3 times between February 22nd and March 12th. In fact, we play Philly twice at home in March 10th and March 12th at the Garden, back
Yeah,
to back. Well,
yeah.
not back to back, but with a day in between, back to back home games. Okay.
Hmm. Nah, listen, Sean. I agree, bro. It would be nice, but he got 2 years. he got this year and then one more year after that.
He may not even have it this year.
Yeah, and it depends on what happens this year.
He
Cause
on non-guaranteed right now. You know what that means?
like
They
it
clip it
depends
when they
on
want it.
it depends on what happens in the playoffs. Because if we make it to the playoffs and get bounced again, let's say we get bounced in the first round, I don't know. Do you bring him back again? You know what I mean? Those are things that we gotta see. But don't get me wrong, I would love to see Tibbs win a championship for the Knicks because
Definitely.
he's another guy who, like Sean said, He's a guy who always wanted to be a Knicks head coach. He finally got his wish, and so far we've so far we've had two successful seasons under him, making the playoffs. So, this year and next year, I mean, if he could do it, I'm with it, man. Like, salute to him. But he gotta coach better. I will say that he gotta do a little better coaching.
I mean, we could have easily won 50 games last year if he would have just made some simple adjustments in some of them games we lost.
Yeah, yeah. He was vital to those games, man. Like, I still remember when we was losing by 20, and he left RJ in the game. Remember that one game? I don't know if it was this year or the year before.
I think it
One
was
of them.
last year.
It was last year. We losing by 20. He leaves RJ in the game. RJ twists his ankle. Fucking gone 2 weeks. Like, we can't be having.
Oh no, that was the year before. I know you're talking about. That
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
year
We
before.
can't be having him do shit like that, man. That shit is gonna kill us, bro. Like, you got enough depth now to play everybody, to give out enough minutes.
And that's what I'm saying. Now, when you bring DiVincenzo in now, there should be no reason why these guys should be overexpended. You know what I mean? Unless it's called for in a game situation, which shouldn't be every game. You know what I'm saying? Like, give them guys their 30 to 35 minutes
Right, right.
and get them some rest during the game, man. That's gonna be your most important thing going forward this first year of the new cap era. You know what I
Uh,
mean?
I appreciate you all the way from the UK. Salute to my guy,
Wow.
Brick. Brixton Soup Kitchen. What's up, man? Appreciate you for pulling up.
Yes, sir. Cheerio, man.
Big fan, guy. I hope
Can
you
I get
enjoy.
some crumpets? Yo, want some crumpets, Brixton? Send on some crumpets, man. Some tea and crumpets. Yeah, we like them thing there with the icing on it. Yeah.
I'm excited, man. I can't wait for the season, man. I
Big up
see.
UK all the time, man. Big up UK,
Yo, word.
man.
That's what I think that's the first
Big
time
up
we've had
UK,
somebody
man.
come from UK to the chat. So we appreciate you, man. Word. Appreciate you for
Definitely.
the man. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how this works out. Unless the man has a master degree, consultant, and we have to make sure he never uses
He said,
was this
"Match it to the shit therapist." He's stupid.
yeah, I'm good, man. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
mate.
good,
Yeah, the
man.
man them.
I'm good.
He said
Yo,
the man them.
tips, man,
But
tips.
I mean, but also, I noticed at the end of the season too, we play Chicago 3 times in 9 days
Yeah.
to end. We play Chicago to end the season this year.
How many games we played? How many games we played them this year? I think three times this
I
year,
think 4.
3 or 4 times.
I think 4, as a matter of fact. Might be 4.
Last year we tied with them, right? It was 2-2, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think we did go 2-2.
2-2.
Or did we go 3-1? I thought we went 3-1.
Game on the road year, facts, a defending chance. Remember, we swept them.
Cause didn't we win the back to back, the first back to back? Cause remember we had to play them twice in Chicago, and we beat them twice in Chicago.
Yeah, that's a fact, darling. He can't. But I think this year he gotta, I think this year he'll be able to utilize his guys and not have to overplay them. The one guy that I always worry about is Julius Randle, and only because we don't really have a real, like, I don't think we have a real backup for him. Like, I think Obi was that guy, and once we traded him, I think we got a hole there still. I think that's something that we gotta fill. Cause like I said, I don't think Isaiah Roby's that guy, man.
I agree. I don't think he's that guy either. I thought we beat Chicago 3 out of 4 last year.
Sean, I think I know. I think we did we? I thought we lost 2 games.
I thought we lost the last game
Yeah,
because we
I know we
beat
lost.
them.
To be
Because
honest, Sean, like I'm still confused on how that works. I can't even. I don't. No cap. Like I can't. When
wait,
it
what
comes
what
to
happened?
the in season tournament,
Okay,
I'm still like not too sure how the whole thing works. I'm still confused about it.
okay. So here's basically how it's gonna work, at least from my understanding. There is a stretch in the middle of the season from December 4th to December 9th. Okay, that teams will be playing in the in-season tournament. All right. Now, the breakdown of the games is as follows, and I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because I don't want to take too long on it. December 4th, 5th, 7th, and 9th, those are the knockout round games, meaning those games will count towards the tournament. So those will be your knockout rounds, people playing to get to the title round and stuff like that, right? Now, in between those days, December 6th and December 8th, those are regular season games. So, as the tournament's going on, the games that teams have scheduled during that tournament, those games will also be a part of their regular season games. So, meaning the tournament coincides with those team, every team's schedule. All right.
Hmm.
So the tournament will happen only during that time frame, December 4th through December 9th.
Okay.
So that should clear it up somewhat. That's not, I know it's not everything, but that's the basis of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
And they got like section
Of
like
course, you know the vibe, Maddie. Come on, man.
think they got like 1A, 2A, or some shit like that. I'm not sure how that is.
Yeah. I didn't even want to look at all that stuff yet. You know,
Yeah,
I'm like, that was just like, wait, what?
yeah,
Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I
yeah,
guess it's whatever team is 1A or what, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how it goes. Like this group, team one or whatever, you know? Like,
yeah, Darlene. I like Obi too. But he definitely had flaws in his game. He definitely
yeah,
had flaws in his
inconsistency.
game that he struggled with. And I think that at times him and Coach Tommy T was bumping heads,
My
and
bad. I think it's some drink.
apparently, now you good. Apparently, they was bumping heads, and and at times, like and listen, I'm a Obi guy. Obi's my guy. I liked Obi, but I gotta be realistic. Like there was certain times that defensively he would look lost. You know, I will say that at one point during the season, he was one of our best 3-point shooters. If you remember correctly, Fraz, like at one point, Obi was one of our best 3-point shooters throughout the season. And then,
Yes.
like, throughout the year, he kind of like settled back into what he usually does. But
Mm-hmm.
um, other than that, you know, he had rebounding problems, and sometimes he would look lost on defense. So I could see why, sometimes he got a little tired of it and was like, you know what, it's time to
Masha
cut him loose.
Masha. Sorry.
I 2 second round picks. I was surprised. Excuse me. I was kind of surprised about that. I thought, we could have got something, maybe some more than that. But then I was like, wow, 2 second round picks. That's crazy. But it is what it is.
Well, listen. So y'all mean to tell me y'all still over here talk y'all Knicks fans who are mad that Obi's gone are mad that an inconsistent player is gone? Listen, I get it. The whole can't get minutes behind Randall thing. I get it. I understand both sides of the coin. Don't get it twisted. I do. But I'm saying, excuse me, The time that you are on the court, you're inconsistent. And I mean, you've had games where you've shown that you can be that guy behind Randall. Don't get me wrong, he has, but not enough of a clip to win me over per se. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, I mean, hey, listen, I'd rather it be that way than him still be here and continue to do the same thing.
yeah. That's true. That's true, man. And once the video came out about, I don't know if he was cursing Tibbs out, but once that video came out, it was kind of like you already seen it was what was gonna happen. But as far as what Matty Smooth is bringing up about the whole Emmanuel Quickly's contract, before we bounce, I want to touch up on that. Um, you know, when it comes to Emmanuel Quickly, I'm not too sure about, you know, how the money situation is gonna be when the season ends, and I think we can offer him the most. You hear a lot of rumors about 5 years, 100 million, blah blah blah, but I don't know. I can't. I wouldn't know what kind of deal he will be getting. But
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. When it comes to that, I'm not too sure. I have mixed feelings, man. Because 5 years, a hundred million to me is kind of steep. But then again, 20 million a year for a guy who's
Um,
second to 6 year six man of the year, right?
I have the answer to that question. RJ Barrett had the same deal. Emmanuel quickly is in the same range that RJ Barrett's deal is. The rookie scale extension. That's what it's called.
Right, right.
Emmanuel quickly is eligible for pretty much the same deal RJ Barrett was that he just signed last year.
But that's crazy, right? Because R.J. Barrett was a lottery pick, and Quentin Grimes quickly was a late first round pick. So that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The development, because they say that the Knicks don't know how to develop players and this, that, and the third. But for a guy who was a late first round pick to put up the numbers that he puts up and get a contract like that, man, that's well deserved right there.
I'm gonna tell you like this: Emmanuel quickly is eligible for a deal over 100 million. He is literally.
Yeah.
He's definitely due for a deal over 100 million. There's no question about that. So
Man, I would be happy if they gave him like 4 years, 80 million. That would be freaking great, bro. Maybe an
well,
option for a fifth year or some shit.
I mean, I don't see why not.
You
4 years,
know?
100 million. That sounds pretty reasonable. But what
Yeah.
people don't understand is this: everybody was panicking because the Knicks didn't sign him back. The Knicks chose to use this year to get Josh Hart locked in because of the fact that we still gonna have Cap coming up next year to give quickly his deal. So you got to understand in terms of when deals start and finish too. That's another thing that y'all forget about because the timelines be different for each player as far as they deals and whatnot. So like you got to look at those things as well. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a
It's gonna
new
be
cap
interesting.
structure. Like come on, it's a new cap structure. So now teams got to be even more cautious as to how they sign deals during the year. Like you don't want to sign too many big deals during the year.
Yo. And you never know. If things don't work out, you never know. They might use him as a trade piece, and
Mm-hmm.
see what they could get from him if
He'll
they don't
bring
plan on signing him. You know what I mean?
he'll bring back a nice return. I know that.
Yeah, possibly can. depending on what kind of value he got at that point. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, but I would like to see him sign long term. You know, I know a lot of people. I know he had a bad playoff, and then he got hurt with the ankle injury when Bam Adebayo landed on his ankle. Coincidentally, like yeah, you know. But you know, I think I wouldn't mind seeing Quick here long term, bro. I think he's a guy that he's gotten another guy who's gotten better. You know, every year. Was second runner up to six man of the year, right? He was second
Hmm.
in votings.
Yeah,
Which I think he got robbed. I think he should have been it. You know. Um. So yeah, man. I hope to see him in our future, bro.
I think they'll get it done. I think he'll get his deal. There's no issue. Yeah, they're gonna have the cap to give him his deal. Watch, I'm telling you. Nick
Yeah.
fans, stop stressing. They got
Facts.
it under control. Relax.
I think that we finally got a front office that I know a lot of fans might not like what they doing. They not content with what he's doing, and you know it is what it is. Not everybody's gonna be content with what they doing, but you know I think they're doing a pretty reasonable job. You know have they been perfect? No. Have they made mistakes? Yes. But I think every front office has made mistakes throughout the year, throughout their whatever how long they've been, you know, with their franchise. You know we've seen it happen time and time again. But I'm not mad at what this front office is doing. I think Leon Rose is, to me, in my opinion, I think he's done a decent job. You know, I'm
Listen,
glad.
listen. To come from to go from people criticizing front office for the Kemba Walker deal,
Mm-hmm.
which didn't really kill us. The next year we come back and get who?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, listen, what are we worried about here, Knicks fans? The front office got it right. They got it right now. They got it right.
I agree,
Let them
bro.
continue to build on what they got right. Cause soon you're gonna hear the Knicks is gonna be in title contention talk
Yeah. And
because
I
of the
think
pieces we have.
And I think that even with the pieces we have, I think once people start seeing what kind of team this is, you know, it might just catch a few eyes some out there, and you know some superstars might want to come here. You know what I mean? So you know all that'll come into play. But I'm about to jump up out of here. It's kind of late, and
Yeah,
I think we've been on this for almost an hour and a
hour and
half.
a half, man.
Chopping it up. What up, Carter Smith?
Yeah, Carter Smith, shout out. Yeah, I just want to take the time out to shout everybody who pulled up, everybody who was in the comments, from Maddie Smooth, the Darlene, the Marlon, Reginald, the Carter Smith, the
Yeah,
Michael
Sean.
Brown. I know you was out there, Michael Brown.
Mike,
Shout out to you, Sean
my
Lilly,
man Sam Rosado,
and, and
Marlon
we
Hendricks.
and we
Um,
can't forget from all the way from the UK.
oh
Brixton
yeah,
Soup Kitchen. Big
yeah,
up
hell yeah,
UK all
man.
the
My guy
time.
from the UK pulled up,
Brixton
showing
Soup
some
Kitchen.
love, man.
Big up
Appreciate you, bro. Hit
yourself. We
that follow
appreciate you
button on
very much for
YouTube.
pulling up.
Brixton, don't forget to hit that follow button, that subscribe button on YouTube, and then
Yes.
hit the notification button so every time we go live, you'll get that beep,
Yep.
and you know you'll be able to chop it up with us. Usually, I throw the link in the chat so guys could pull up and talk with us. I ain't do that today, but in the next episode, I definitely will be throwing the link in the chat so guys could pull up. Shout out to my man Jamel Muhammad who pulled up today, and show some love. Sean Lilly, my bad. Sean Lilly always pulling up, showing us love. Darlene, as always.
Uh,
Thank you, Miss
uh,
Annie, for coming through. My God,
of course,
Dwayne, Harry, you know,
you know it goes without being said. You know, shout out Mrs. Knicks all day, every day in America.
that,
You know, we
and
always got to have our female Knicks representative up here. You know, like and
a
of course, shout
milestone.
out T Time. I know you
Yo,
was in there.
word. I was just about to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth, man.
Shout out T Time. He know the
You know,
vibe. Much appreciated for having the guys on here, allowing us to do what we do here. You know,
yeah, yeah. A
can't thank you enough, bro.
a milestone follower is just a guy who, been following us for a long time, bro.
Yeah, that mean you've been rocking with us,
And,
Reginald, for a
yeah,
minute, huh?
you've been
Shout out
rocking
to you,
with us, man.
Reginald, for real, for real. We appreciate that, man.
Thanks for life, Carter Smith. Thanks for
All,
life,
all the
Reggie White.
time, man. Of course, it's for
For
life when it comes to the Knicks, man.
everybody that's on Facebook, don't forget to go on the YouTube. If y'all got a YouTube account, don't forget to go on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, you know, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so when we do episodes like this, you bing, get that notification and we chop up next like we should.
And if you're not part of the groups on Facebook as well, we got a number of groups on Facebook. You got Kev Group, Nick Nation, we here.
Yeah,
You got Mecca versus Barclays.
everybody, you
What else
know,
we got?
conglomerate.
Oh yeah, definitely. Of course. Cannot forget about the New York Sports Conglomerate, you know. Shout out to the guy Marlon Mayhem, Michael Allen Skeen,
Facts.
Troll Guard, BJ Samuel. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all my guys, man.
As far as the Nets, Barry, I am looking forward. I'm mad that we gotta wait so long to play them. Like I hate the fact that they put us to play the Nets like towards like I think it starts the first game is like all the way in December.
December 20th at
Yeah,
Barclays.
I think that was fucking ridiculous, but it is what it is. Oh, I'm in the Knicks click group. Oh,
Oh,
okay, Carter Smith, you in the Knicks click group? That's what's up, man. I'm in you could go to my group too as well if you want. Knicks Nation, we here, and Mecca vs Barkley as well. That's my guy BJ Samuel. Shout out to BJ Samuel.
yeah.
And also if my boy T Tom is on another podcast called Knicks versus Nets, who run the city.
Yeah.
And then on that show, we battled it out with net fans, and we battled it out with net fans, and that's also a fun time. So go follow them too as well. And don't forget again to hit that subscribe button and notification button. And um, I'm
I
not
believe
sure when we're gonna do another episode because we pop up sporadically. Like because like I said earlier in the show, when once the off
yeah.
season started, like we literally take the off season serious and we take off. But we always appreciate you guys always coming back and definitely showing us love and talking Knicks with us all the time, man. Even though we're gone for a long time, you guys always find the time to come back and chop it up with us, and we always appreciate y'all for that, man.
Knicks fans, come and talk your smack. Knicks versus Nets, Who Run the City podcast on YouTube. Go up there, hit that subscribe button. Look for the lives on Saturdays.
Fact.
Talking smack. Enjoy the content while you having your breakfast. I believe it's 11 a.m. on Saturdays. So definitely. And Y'all know what it is, man. Yo, I was just happy to be here for another live. You know how it is. It's gonna be plenty of these coming this season. So
That's a fact. That's a
get
fact.
ready, get
Oh,
ready, people.
we're gonna be going hard this year. That's a fact. We're gonna be doing a lot of recaps. All kind of shit this year. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Nothing but love and respect to all of you guys. God bless. Have a good night. Let's go Knicks.
Let's go
Take care.
next. See y'all on the next one.
All right, later, y'all.